Welcome tech lovers, Ibrar here. Today we will see deployment of self-hosted Docker Private Repository using Docker Compose. In this video we will learn complete deployment of Docker Private Repository including DNS, Nginx reverse proxy and GUI. Devops in Action channel is more focused on DevOps in easy way. You always found complexity and simplicity here. Each video guide is available in video's description. Here will be only action as channel name is Devops in Action. So let's jump to the lab without any delay. I added all the things instruction on my GitHub repo. Open my GitHub repo and here you will find the setup guide. So I added some information related to what is Docker Private Repository and basic prerequisite. Docker installed and Docker Compose is required and at least 50 GB free storage because we are going to use it for, let's say, demo or production. Okay, based on your requirement you can decide the size. Path and environment setup. So let's open the terminal. Here I want to store my Docker repository on this path. So this is my 2 TB hard drive and there is one Ansari folder, Ibrar Ansari, and I want to put Docker registry here. So I am defining this one and defining the Docker user as a Docker password as the Docker for simplicity, because I am not going to expose it outside the world. It will be accessible in the LAN. Okay, so let's set these things. You can change based on your requirement your username and password. And after that I am creating the Docker Compose volume storage, this one, and adding some additional path, that is auth. So in auth we are going to create this registry password, right? So copy paste it and just save it. Okay, copy paste it and run it. It's not working directly. Let's see one by one. Okay, now I am in the same path. Okay, let's pull this one. Okay, it's already the latest version because I did previously, and I am starting this HTTPD to generate my Docker username and Docker password and storing these things in the registry.password on the auth folder. Okay, so once you run, it's generate some password. Once you create this, you can see here this is the username and this is the password has in htpasswd format. Now let's configure the env, and I am adding the env here. In env I decided compose project name as Docker Hub and Docker volume storage, again the same path where we are in the current directory, and secret key base is required to Docker GUI. Okay, we will see in the compose YML. Next, create the compose YML file and copy paste it, and let's explain one by one. There is two services, one is the registry services and the registry UI. In registry services I used latest one, which is the registry 3, and container name decided restart always, port is 5000, and in environment I enabled registry storage delete enable because we need to delete some registry based on if not required, based on my requirement, and I disabled hotel and logs which is not required, and set registry auth type is htpasswd and password realm, password path, and storage where it is going to store, and secret log level info. And here you can see there is two volumes. In volumes, if I decide this volume on the .env, you can see here I already decided. Okay, so here then it will going to store on this path, otherwise it by default going to store on the mnt docker volume registry data and where mount it under the container where lib registry, and again the same with the same auth, right? I added some labels here. Let's say I tested it on the second of I think yes, November. Next is the registry UI, and it is running 8080 port, and secret key you can see here which I added in env. It is required secret key for session and cookies encryption. And Docker registry URL, I pointed to my existing this services, Docker registry services here, and port is 5000. Enable delete image true, and again some labels, and save it. Once we done save it, just run the stack, and it's started, created and started. Why it's immediately done? Because I already downloaded the image and did practices, and also I am always using Docker registry for the practical. I already done the same practical here. Let me show you. I have done many things in the Docker 0 to Hero series. Once you go here in the Docker 0 to Hero series, I did a lot of things in the mastering Docker file part 1, part 2, part 3, and mastering Docker compose as well. And one more thing here, you can find out the link of the many projects from here. Let's say awesome Docker compose, and this one, the three links you can find out the many projects is here. You can find out let's say Kafka cluster is there. There are a lot of projects here, you can try from your own. Okay, let's jump to the back, and you can see one by one services, Docker compose logs -f registry UI. So registry UI is running on the 8080, it is working fine. Next, registry server, you can see here some information is printed, and it is listening on 5000 port, and you can check combined log using the Docker compose logs -f. Okay, so one more thing here, Docker have configuration file which is inside the etc distribution and config.yml, and this is the configuration you can see here, and based on your requirement you can change it, right? But I not change it, just showing. Okay, so my Docker container is running. Once you see here registry UI and registry server is running, and UI is running on 8080, registry server is running on the 5000 port. So next section is point your domain. If you have domain in your GoDaddy, then you can point to your server. Let's say you deployed on the this one on AWS EC2 or GCP, you can point out your domain. So I don't have domain, so I want to point it in my local DNS. So go inside the local DNS and add the entry. So I am telling my local DNS, when I hit hub.devopsinx.xn.lab, it will send to the my Nginx proxy manager. You can see here my Nginx proxy manager is running on the 102 IP, and my DNS is running on the 101. Okay, so I am telling my DNS to send this domain to Nginx reverse proxy. And second one is I want to add hub dash, which is dashboard of the Docker hub. Just send them as well there. Done. And if you don't have DNS, you want to test in locally, then you can add etc host, or you can if you have Windows, then you can add host in the drivers etc folder. Okay, so let's set the reverse proxy. For that, I have Nginx proxy manager. I already covered Nginx proxy manager 0 to hero series in my GitHub channel. Docker hub GitHub channel already mentioned, and in playlist you can see here that is available. It's not clickable. Why? Okay, so let's add a proxy as well. So I am adding two proxy. One is the Docker hub, and add a proxy, name it, and pointing it to 102, and port is 5000. Right, what next we do? SSL apply certificate and SSL force enable. So I am going to apply my self-hosted SSL. It's done. And what next we need to do? Yes, because we are going to push Docker images based on size. Let's say 1 GB, 2 GB. You can set your client body size in the Nginx proxy manager. So let's find out the again and edit it in the advanced tab. Put it at like this, 2000 MB, 2 GB it means. But if you don't want to set its limit, then set it as unlimited. I always keep this kind of things because this is in my lane, so no worries about the configuration, because I always make a little size of Docker image. It's done. Next, add another one, which is dashboard URL, and in dashboard URL again sending to the it's 100 and port is 8080, and SSL, apply SSL as well, and force SSL. Okay, it's not 102 because I'm sending on 100. So my two services is running on my 100 IP, 8080 and 5000. You can see here 5000 and 8080. So I send these two services on that place, right? So it's done. Now you can check your Docker login with the CLI or GUI. So let's try on the CLI, and it's login done. Okay, Docker login done, and Docker logout. Again doing the Docker login, it's asking for the password. Set the password. It's done, right? You can use simple one command to the same Docker login and HTTPS and endpoint, username and password. It's done. And I have one images which I already built for the my debug purposes with my Docker hub here. So where it is? Yes, here it is, and you can see. So I retag it, and I want to push it. Okay, so let's retag it. It's done, and I want to push it my Docker Hub repo. You can see here it's a smaller size, 430 MB, but I set in the configuration to unlimited. And also you can test using web GUI. Once you go in the web GUI, as of now it is empty, and we need to wait for some times. Yes, it's done. Now you can see here it is available. Okay, one more thing here, let me tell you, I not added in the GitHub, but I will show you. Again, retag it with the some namespace. Let's say I want to add namespace here, like prod. One is prod, one is the, let's say, dev, right? So let's push this one also. Docker push this one, and I want to push this one also. Once you go in the GUI, you can see here, this is the namespace under the dev, under the prod. You can similarly keep your environment neat and clean, right? So you can create image based on this tag, this namespace, dev, QA, UAT, prod, whatever you want. Okay, do not use the direct namespace. And inside the, let's see here, I want to delete. So this is the latest tag, and you can see some information here what it is, and I want to delete it, and enter the tag name here, latest, and delete it. So I enabled this kind of scenario. Okay, next. Okay, so I think that is enough for this part, right? I'm able to log in and working fine from everywhere, right? So let me know what you guys think. If you have any question, leave a comment. Thank you very much. Have a nice day ahead. See you in the next video.